Okay, I apologize for that little adjustment. I was trying to make sure my volume was high enough so you could hear me. Good morning, everyone. This is Nicole Ali. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for stopping back by my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, please hit that red subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell twice. And let's get into it. So this is a follow-up to the previous video I just put out about the ketogenic diet. I will also find the video that I posted, that I watched, where the young lady, I want to say it was S. Wiseman. Was it you, honey? Was it Sonia C's? I can't remember. I love your videos, your content. Those of you who have not created content, please do. It's so beneficial and so helpful to those of us who do create content out here. I love to hear what you all have to say about various topics. Very helpful when I see just a whole array of different things out here. So I appreciate that. I will look into it, sister. I'm so apologetic. Please forgive me. I'll try to put that in this video and the previous one as well. Anyway, BuzzFeed News just put out an article this morning discussing the Ketogenic Diet documentary that was put out on Netflix recently. They said there's some seriously messy drama after a Ketogenic Diet documentary was put on Netflix. Excuse me. The film features a woman who claims the ketogenic diet shrunk a cancerous tumor in her breast. So this is coming from Australia. A documentary fronted by a celebrity chef that investigates the benefits of a ketogenic diet has caused controversy in Australia after the country's medical association chastised Netflix for programming the film. And the chef is Pete Evans. This is now streaming. As you can see, this is their thumbnail for the movie. It's called The Magic Pill. I have not seen it yet. This is my first time hearing about it, but apparently it's pretty popular, especially in Australia, because the chef, celebrity chef Pete Evans, produced and narrated this film. It was put out last year, 2017. The film focuses... Okay, they spelled that wrong. Anyway, the film focuses on the low-carb, high-fat ketogenic diet and follows several subjects as they attempt to change the way they eat. And I have to mention, you're not just changing the way you eat, you're changing the way your body processes and metabolizes macromolecules. So the ketogenic diet, as I have seen, is about 80% fat, 15% protein, and about 5% carbohydrates, and this adjusts as you become more acclimated to the diet. So it usually starts out around 70-75% fat, and then you can do 70% fat, 20% protein, and 10% carbohydrates, and those numbers adjust where your carbohydrates go down to about 5 or even 2%, which is extremely dangerous. But and your protein will go up to 15%, and that will therefore adjust your fat to 80%. So the problem that people have is the ketogenic flu that people don't really talk about. And it seems as though the ketogenic diet, however, may be more beneficial to cancer patients with disease, patients such as babies who are epileptic or children who are epileptic. But what they also mention, and I've seen in previous reports, scientific journals, is the ketogenic diet manages these diseases. It does not cure the diseases. So your body can go through withdrawal the minute that you decide on a particular day to adjust that proportion of macromolecules, fat, carbohydrate, and protein. Your body can go through like a drug withdrawal, and you have flu-like symptoms after that point. So, on to the article, they say a woman in the film claims that the ketogenic diet shrunk a tumor in her breast. A mother whose son has autism is also profiled and says the diet has changed the responsiveness and abilities of her son. For the breast cancer patient, I'd like to know if she was on chemotherapy or radiation, if she changed her diet prior to switching to the ketogenic diet, if she went to plant-based and then ketogenic. That would be important to know. How long she was on the ketogenic diet, if she was still taking chemo or immunotherapy while on the ketogenic diet. All these are questions I'd like to see perhaps in this documentary. So I think I'll check this out later on. I might come back with a review on the Magic Pill documentary. The mother whose son has autism, I'd like to know, first of all, how old he is. I'd also like to know, sorry for that. I'd also like to know if he had been immunized before presenting with autistic symptoms. And I'd also like to know, of course, how long he had been on the ketogenic diet and how long he had been on a non-ketogenic diet prior to this change. So they go through and talk about all the different praise he's getting from Women's Weekly and or even scrutiny that he's getting from a lot of these other outlets. It was a controversial cookbook that he put out. The Australian Medical Association President Michael Gannon facetiously tweeted that it should be nominated for an award for the film least likely to contribute to public health. Oh my gosh. So that kind of tells excuse me. That kind of tells you how controversial this documentary is. But yeah, let's move on. Let's see. He took the criticism well. They also have a quote here from someone. Let's see, who is this? Over the weekend, the AMA's, so that's the Australian Medical Association's new president, Dr. Tony Bartone, said Netflix should, quote, do the responsible thing, end quote, and remove the film from its programming. He says people out there are vulnerable to the messaging. He was speaking to the Sydney Morning Herald. He explained that decades of research currently existed to back up the healthy eating guidelines. He goes on to say, I respect Pete Evans' ability and expertise in the kitchen, but that's where it begins and ends. Okay, he didn't take it well. I made a mistake. He didn't take the criticism well. And he says that Bartone is fearful of people in Australia becoming healthy. Yeah, I was about to say this. What would this mean to their industry, wrote Evans. The information that is shared in the film by leading cardiologists, neurologists, doctors, and scientists has prevention at the top of their priorities and to be used as an adjunct to modern medicine, which then ultimately is a holistic approach. Can you also ask why doctors are not allowed to give dietary advice, yet the head of the AMA, who is a doctor, somehow is allowed to speak on this topic with authority when his counterparts cannot? So it goes on and on. I won't go on. There's a video here. I'll leave this link in the description box for you all to peruse on your own. Thank you very much for your attention. I appreciate the comments. Like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Peace.